again to Sera Sarge, and we welcome again to this talk. We will be talking about self-development today, and we thank you again for watching our videos. As we always say, we know there are a lot of videos on YouTube, but for you to take your time and watch, so we appreciate. And if you haven't done so, feel free to subscribe and share the video, leave a comment and like, and God bless you. So let's start. So we have been talking about knowing your purpose in life, and we kind of went through how do you know your purpose. And some of the videos we did, there's one video that says that like a knowing your gift, it's kind of like a leading you to know what is your purpose. So it is one thing to know your purpose, to know what you are passionate about, and it's another thing to work on your
self-development.
Exactly, self-development, and that's the most hard thing to do. So in life we tend to work on other things very, very hard, but we don't work on ourselves,
Yeah, we spend very little time
on ourselves,
bettering
yes.
ourselves. Yep.
And they can give you a project and we put your heads together and you will do it. But when it comes to yourself, and sometimes people may be wondering what is self-development. So in this world, what really kind of brings you out and makes you stand out, it's values. You add something. Even if somebody's hiring a person, you may have a good credential, but if they don't see there's any value you bringing to the company, to the organization, nobody's gonna really care. So when we talk about self-development, it's to sit down and see those things, those areas that you need to work on, and work on them. Sometimes it can be something simple as like public speaking. I know some people are so terrified about going out and speak, and you may have a lot of inside you that you need to speak and share, but if you cannot sit down and work on that, it's not going to happen. So self-development is just working on yourself. It's working on those areas.
Prepare you for the moment.
Yep, and work on those areas where you feel like you are not most confident. So to boost your confidence so that you can go out in the world and face whatever is gonna be there. And you cannot talk about self-development without self-discipline. So, and that is one of what you do to really work on yourself. It's discipline yourself, having having discipline.
Yeah. Everyone should take the time to make a little mission statement about themselves. Who you are, like an introduction to yourself. Because in everyday life, you have like a minute, 2 minutes to make an impression on somebody. And you don't want to stumble upon when someone asks, who are you? What do you bring to the table? These things should already be in your head to where you can go and just rattle them off. Like, just take that time within yourself to learn about yourself. Really, this is what all this teaching is about.
Yes.
Like,
sometimes you can, what shows that sometimes we don't have really a discipline, or we don't have something working on ourselves. You can sit on something, for example, it happened to me a lot of time, but I'm getting better. You can just sit on YouTube, that's an example, and spend before you know it, it's hours and hours. And you're probably watching, sometimes you may be watching something you like, but sometimes it's just things that are not really preparing you or that are guiding you to become who you want to. So those hours you waste there, those could have been hours, and he say to sit down, introduce yourself to yourself, who you are, who you want to become, how are you getting there. But we approach life as nothing. You can go into college, for example, and just enter and just I'm there.
Like, we're just gonna wing everything, freestyle everything.
Exactly.
Just think quick.
And life doesn't work like that.
No, you have a minute, if so, to impress somebody, man.
And other things we do, as I said, sometimes we work hard on other people's or on our jobs, that we don't work hard on ourselves. When you want something, you like for example, if you are in school, you make schedule, you register for classes, you attend the classes, you do exam.
We have so much discipline for other people.
Exactly.
Beyond work at time, we get up, we get the kids ready to go to school, we run and we do things so perfect for other people, but when it comes to ourselves, we don't have the same drive.
For example, what he was saying about sometimes we fail to even wake up an hour early. Let's say like you start work at 8, which means you should be probably up by 7.
Yeah.
If you want to work on yourself, you can wake up at 5 or 6. Sit down, start with yourself, do something that you have said that you need to accomplish before you can start work on yourself. But that extra 1 hour to sit down and work on my goal, you can find. But as he said, if I'm required to be on job at 7:30, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, and just a thing about the YouTube again. Like, I'm so guilty of that. I used to spend so much time on YouTube. But if you want to really look at what's important to you, look at what you've been watching.
Yep.
What you've been spending your time on, right? And just think about this. Say you watch movies for 3-4 hours a night. Imagine if you can watch the movies, but what if you change the content?
Yes.
And you watch things that can help you, like how to motivational or how to speak.
Yeah.
How to anything that.
Yeah. How to write? How like this.
You can feed your mind. We're like a computer. Whatever program we install in ourselves is what's going to play out. So if all we do is install Nigerian movies.
Are you talking about me?
Oh yeah.
As it was saying that even the Bible, those who don't believe, we believe in God. Even the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, that's who he is. As he said, whatever you feed your mind, that's what is gonna come out. So we are not saying that you cannot watch video, and that's why we're making a video to help you understand. Watch video, but change the content. Sit back and say like all you watch on videos on YouTube are the things that are guiding you toward your goals. What are you feeding yourself? Are the things that are really aligning with what you want? That's what we do. Like we waste time on things, but at the end of the day, you didn't learn nothing. But if you are passionate about, like for example, as I said, being a public speaking, because that's something many people are scared of. You can sit down. There's a lot of videos about there how you can boost your confidence. You can read books about that. If you are interested in writing, there's videos you can watch. So, but instead of working in ourselves in that area, which area of my life I need to develop so that I can achieve what I want? We waste time just working on somebody else very hard and little to yourself. And if there's something very hard in this life, I have realized it's to lead yourself, to self-control yourself. It is easy to come and tell everybody do this, do that, but doing it,
it's hard.
It's hard.
And we've had to do that. We're still doing it.
Yeah, we are.
So don't think it's not something we could just preach to you. We know how hard it is, but we also know the benefit of it.
Yes,
and we have each other to
kind of
encourage one another. When I had to tell my wife she watches too many Nigerian movies.
Really? What about it? I don't want to go there. So it's for example, he is really, he got good ideas, but he doesn't follow through. Hey. And that's where I'm good at it. So we kind of held
allegedly. Honey, allegedly.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine. So self-development, it takes time.
Where I'm weak, she's strong.
Yep. Yeah. We thank God for that. It's really, it's a complimentary. Oh, this English, guys, is killing me.
Yeah, and it took it took a long time for me to get used to that too.
Oh, To get used to my accent?
No, no, like
Oh, to
when you know you're doing things, you could be doing things to better yourself. Like when you're wasting time,
you know, and you feel like guilty.
and you know it. So when somebody mentions it to you, then you get really like
kind
maybe mad about it.
Yes, that's how you know you're doing something wrong. But if you're doing something to better yourself, it's when somebody speaks the truth about that, you're like, yeah. And when somebody mentions something, that kind of like open your mind, like, oh, what am I feeding myself? What am I feeding in my mind? There's a lot of negativity out there. If you don't focus on yourself and focus on what you want, before you know it, you just going to.
And life passes you by so quick.
Oh yeah, it goes. And sometimes like we think I'm young, I'm this. Before you know it, it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. You look back, you're like, what did I accomplish in 5 years? As you said, my husband said early, we cannot approach life with the freestyle and think you're gonna achieve something. Self-development, it will make you to have control, self-discipline, making goals, so that once you achieve the goals, or once you want to evaluate yourself, you look back, you're like, okay, at the beginning of this year, I said I was going to do this. I said I was going to watch this video to make me do this. And then that's how you go back and evaluate. But if you just say like, oh, you know, those resolution we do at the end of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to fast, I'm going to do this. We just say it by saying it.
I started my diet.
I'm not talking about you. You know, we just say like, I'm going to do this, and we never follow through because there's nothing really, and there's self-discipline lacking.
And like I said, we know it's not easy, but we are here to push you, to help you, to make you uncomfortable, because that's what it takes. We get comfortable in knowing we should be doing better. We get comfortable with that.
We get comfortable with the routine, waking up, doing something over and over and over
when
again.
You know in your heart you were designed or built or made or created for more than what you're doing right now. We aren't created to get up, go to work, go to bed, sleep, repeat. Go to work, get out, go to bed, repeat. That is not life.
No.
That is not a life to live. And I don't think any one of us can feel comfortable in that, no matter what type of job we have, no matter how good it pays, there's something in us that desires more than that.
Yeah, and that more you cannot tap into that more if you don't sit and work on yourself.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching, and share this video, subscribe, and we want to